Welcome back to another Sentry Equipment video. I'm Angelo D'Ambrosia.
I'm Rob Romarino.
And today on this Sentry Short, we're going to be talking about making the most of the end of the year. So Rob, what does that mean to you?
Well, I think in our business, a lot of the frozen desserts here in the Northeast anyway are sold in spring and summer and early fall. So by the time we get to the end of the year, everybody's like just exhausted and they're like, I just want to close down, I don't care, I just want to shut the shutters and go home. But really the end of the year is a time to not only squeeze the toothpaste tube of your business proverbially, like get that last oomph out, but it's also the better you do at the end of 2024 or the end of one year, the better you'll do at the beginning of the next year. So there's a lot of things that I like to incorporate to try to make that a reality.
What type of things?
Well, first, I think that if you look at it in a couple different categories, number one is, you got to evaluate your business for the year. If you're, let's say you're a seasonal business, you're year-round. There's still a kind of you get close to the end of the year, and you need to start looking at things. The two most important factors in this business is food cost and labor. Look at those numbers. Are you spending more than you should on both those things? Can you make them more efficient? Can you optimize those two categories? Because food cost is probably going to be anywhere from 20 to 30%. Labor cost, could be 10%, it could be 50%. I mean, it's a big swing there depending on your store and your operation. I always say what works well, what needs help, and what should be eliminated. Those are the three categories. So look at your business, product, process, people, what works well, what needs help, and what should be eliminated.
And this is something you say regardless if you're a seasonal or a year-round business, good practice.
Seasonal businesses are a little bit easier because there's a line of delineation before the calendar turns to the new year. Year-round businesses, we still have to do the same thing. What can be sourced better? Where can you save money? Are there more profit centers to create? Take a really hard look at your profit and loss statement. If you don't know how to take a look at your profit and loss statement, Sentry can help. We can help you look at that, or talk to your accountant, talk to somebody. Learn how to view this, not just as a financial document, but as a business document. Look at your balance sheet, look at your P&L to help you identify red flags or positive trends in your business so you can make the necessary changes that you need to improve your bottom line.
What works well, what needs help, and what should be eliminated? Those three things you say are a good practice for squeezing the end of the year profit.
Yeah, I mean, and that those three categories lay out in your entire business. All right, you have to invest in your business, not spend. You have to invest in your business. Do you need additional equipment that'll improve your efficiency and your offerings? Can you do more business with a better flow and layout? I mean, a lot of people, they kind of be like, Rob, I need to do more business. Okay, well, you have 3 windows. Put a 4th window in. How's that going to help? This is a math problem. You know what I mean? Business is math, right? You have a certain amount of time each day to create a certain amount of dollars. Each employee can turn over a certain amount of dollars. You can do a certain amount of dollars per hour, per minute. If you can increase the amount of dollars that you can take in per hour, multiply by the hours in a day, by the days of a week, by the weeks of a year, you've increased your revenue.
So a good way of thinking would be, in that example, not what that third window is going to cost me, what that third window will make me.
Correct. So a return on investment. The other thing is, so as we evaluate our business, we invest in our business. Now we have to look at, setting a business budget. The worst thing you want to do is go into your next season saying, I'm going to implement all these changes and not having any idea what they're going to cost. And then you get involved and you're like, oh my God. You know what I mean? I remember years ago we were buying a house and we were having the house built, and it was like a new house, and we were first-time home buyers, so we didn't know anything. And it's like, here's the house. And I'm like, oh great, that's right in our budget. Well, we didn't know that didn't come with like cabinets or rugs or knob. It was just like 4 walls and a plot of land. And then, you go there and there's 15 different types of rugs and 25 different types of cabinets. Next thing I know, I'm like, my budget's way out of whack. But if I would have known that, they don't really sell you the house, they're selling you the extras, I would have looked at maybe a less a lower house price, knowing that all those additionals were going to come, right? But now at that point, I'm in too deep, and my wife already picked out all the other stuff, so I was done. You know? I was in. So, you know, you don't want to do that with your business. You want to go in, you want to make changes, you want to invest, you want to evaluate, but you want to make sure that you have the budget that you can afford, so you make the changes the right way.
So you talked about the business side of it. What about like promotional things?
Well, the fall and winter offers a wonderful time to create products and promotions that align with the seasons. You know, you have pumpkin ice cream, you have apple cider items in the fall, you have some holiday more items in the hot chocolate ice cream and s'mores as you get a little bit colder. And we have videos on all those products. You can check out our blogs and our product videos to learn how to make those items and incorporate them in your store. But you know, in the winter and the fall, people are out. They're out and about. Take advantage. Have events. You know, if you're not the type of operation that can hold an event, or that's just not your thing, depending on your scope of your business, maybe you can co-op with local businesses who are better aligned for seasonal events. You know, maybe there's a farm market that's not offering desserts, and you could be their ice cream wing. Maybe there's other seasonal events that people do, Christmas trains and holiday trains, and whatever it is, whatever your holidays is in your area, maybe there's a business that's really good at that, but they're not offering the sweets, and you can co-brand and do that. And if you are closing at the end of the year, I've had a lot of customers, their last few days, they just have a year-end blowout. Everything's half price. You know, it helps them move out their inventory, it helps them create some goodwill with customers, and it helps them to create exposure, so they're kind of building that foundation for next year. I think what else you could do as far as your promotional and planning is have a marketing calendar. You know, a marketing calendar is a great thing to help you stay on task with your marketing initiatives for the next season. And it works best if you kind of create that calendar the season before when things slow down and your mind is fresh on what the heck worked and what the heck didn't. Make no mistake, if you're closing in December, maybe you're closing in September. You know, everything's fresh in your mind. If you're going to create your marketing calendar 3 months later, right before your season opens, you've forgotten a lot of stuff. So it's best to kind of create that marketing calendar. Put everything in there. Store promotions, co-ops, social media, new products. Timing is important, right? Like if you're going to promote an Italian ice product, do it in the heat of the summer when that stuff sells. If you're going to promote a fall flavor, do it in the fall. If you're going to promote an ice cream, maybe do it in the beginning of the season, in the shoulder months when the weather's a little bit more temperate and you start to tend to sell more ice cream. And then put a focus on guerrilla marketing in the community. Don't just have everything be social media based. How are you going to physically get involved in the community where you can grab people and bring them into your store rather than like, hey, make sure to check out my post. It's great. I'm a social media fan and it's wonderful. But there is a form of guerrilla marketing that's super effective in our business.
All right, you touched on the business end and the promotional side. What about the team?
Well, you got to thank your staff at the end of the year. You know, these people and your team they're part and parcel to your success. You can't treat them horribly and then wonder why they treat your customers poorly, or you can't keep talent. All right. You know, we do have another Sentry short about motivating your team, and that's a great watch. But specifically here, the end of the year is a great time to motivate your team for the present and the future. Hold team building events, you know, provide individual and team feedback. You know, maybe you meet with them individually. Hey, what's your plans for next year? What's going on? What's your feedback on what we did? Throughout the course of the year, you should have those powwows more often, but you can have a more formal meeting with your employees at the end of the year. And then again, be transparent. A lot of those things you'll see in that motivational Sentry short that we did on motivating your team, but the end of the year is a good way to kind of put a bow on all those items.
So I would say we covered the three things of making the most of the end of the year: the promotional, the business, and with your team. So how would you sum that up for us?
Well, I mean, you did a pretty good job. You can't, the end of the year is a great time to really, as I said, squeeze the toothpaste tube of your current season and build the foundation for next season. And if you do it, and if you look at it like evaluating your business, investing in your business, creating sales and promotions in your marketing strategy, and maximizing your team, both for what's going on now and the future. Really, if you do all those things, you've done a great job of setting yourself up for both present success and future success as well.
All right, well, that's been another Sentry Equipment Short, making the most of the end of the year with Rob and Angelo. We'll see you next time.